Do you ever catch yourself replaying past mistakes over and over again, like a broken record that just won't stop? You know, those moments when you think, why did I do that, or I should have known better? It's exhausting, isn't it? The guilt, the shame, it weighs you down like an invisible anchor. If this sounds familiar, then you're not alone. In fact, most of us have experienced the heavy burden of self-blame at some point in our lives. But here's the truth. Holding on to that guilt isn't helping you grow. It's keeping you stuck. So, let's change that. Let's talk about why forgiving yourself is not just important, but absolutely essential for your mental well-being. Stick around because this video might just change your life. Before we dive in, if you find value in conversations like these, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone who needs it. Alright, let's get started. So why is forgiving yourself so hard? It's because we're often our own harshest critics. Let's say you made a mistake at work, missed a deadline, or botched a presentation. What's your first reaction? For many of us, it's a spiral of self-recrimination. I'm such a failure. Why can't I get it right? These thoughts don't just disappear. They stick around, affecting your mood, your relationships, and even your health. It's not just about the big mistakes either. Even the small, seemingly insignificant ones, like forgetting a friend's birthday or sending an email with a typo, can linger in our minds. These moments add up, creating a constant undercurrent of guilt that's hard to shake. Now, here's a little story. Meet Sarah. She's a bright, hard-working individual who's always been a bit of a perfectionist. A few years ago, she lost an important client at her job because of an oversight. Sarah apologized to her team and even worked tirelessly to make up for it, but she just couldn't let it go. She replayed the incident in her head for months, convinced it defined her as incompetent. Over time, this guilt morphed into anxiety, and Sarah found herself stuck in a loop of self-doubt. It wasn't just about the mistake anymore, it became about her identity. She saw herself as flawed and unworthy. Sound familiar? Now let's expand on that. Imagine this scenario. Sarah's guilt became so pervasive that it started affecting her personal life. She became afraid of making decisions related to what made her lose the client. Her self-esteem plummeted, and she turned down new opportunities at work because she didn't feel deserving of them. This is the trap many of us fall into. One mistake becomes a mountain, and before we know it, we're living in its shadow. Here's the kicker. Holding on to guilt doesn't just affect your mental health. It can spill over into every aspect of your life. Studies show that self-blame is linked to higher stress levels, depression, and even physical health issues like insomnia and heart problems. It's like drinking poison and expecting someone else to feel the effects. And here's another layer. Guilt and shame don't just hurt you, they can hurt your relationships too. When you're constantly in a state of self-criticism, it's hard to connect with others, to trust, or to show up fully in your relationships. Let me share another example. Meet James. James constantly beat himself up for a failed relationship. He'd say things like, "If only I had been more attentive, we'd still be together." This constant self-blame made it nearly impossible for James to open up to new relationships. He carried the baggage of his past everywhere he went. His inability to forgive himself wasn't just keeping him stuck, it was isolating him from the possibility of future happiness. But the good news is it doesn't have to be this way. Forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, is the antidote. It's not about excusing your mistakes or pretending they didn't happen. It's about releasing the emotional grip they have on you so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. Forgiveness allows you to stop looking backward and start focusing on the present and the future. And let's not forget, forgiving yourself also sets an example for those around you. When you show compassion to yourself, you teach others to do the same. All right, let's talk about how to actually do this. First, acknowledge your mistake without judgment. Instead of saying, "I'm so stupid for doing that," try saying, "I made a mistake and I can learn from it." Language matters. It shapes the way you see yourself. Words have power, and choosing kinder ones can change the entire narrative in your mind. Second, reflect on what happened and what you've learned. Grab a journal and write it down. Ask yourself, what led to this mistake? What can I do differently next time? Growth doesn't happen without reflection. But remember, this isn't about over-analyzing or punishing yourself. It's about gaining insight and moving forward. Third, practice self-compassion. Imagine a close friend made the same mistake. Would you berate them, or would you comfort them and remind them that they're only human? Give yourself the same grace. Start small if you have to. Maybe it's a simple phrase you repeat to yourself. I'm doing the best I can. Or, it's okay to make mistakes. And finally, let it go. Yes, it's easier said than done, but here's a simple visualization exercise. Close your eyes and picture placing your guilt or regret into a balloon. Watch it float away into the sky until it disappears. Symbolically releasing that weight can be incredibly freeing. And if visualization isn't your thing, try writing a letter to yourself, one where you forgive yourself completely. Read it out loud and then shred it or burn it as a way to physically let it go. Here's another tip. Surround yourself with supportive people. Share your feelings with a trusted friend, or join a community that understands your journey. Sometimes hearing someone say, "I've been there too," can make all the difference. If any of this resonates with you, pause this video for a moment. Write down one mistake you've been holding on to and what you're learning from it. And when you're done, hit that subscribe button and join a community of people dedicated to personal growth. Don't forget to share this video with someone who might need it. And while you're at it, leave a comment below about one thing you're ready to forgive yourself for. Let's build a conversation around healing and growth. Here's the thing, you're not defined by your mistakes. You're defined by how you rise after them. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to let go of what no longer serves you. Forgiveness isn't a one-time act, it's a practice. Some days it will come easily, and other days it will feel impossible, and that's okay. Just keep showing up for yourself. So today, take that first step. Whether it's journaling, meditating, or simply telling yourself, "I'm doing my best," start where you are. Know that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward freedom. And remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate your small wins. Did you let go of a tiny bit of guilt today? That's progress. Did you catch yourself being kinder in your self-talk? That's a win. These moments add up and over time create a foundation of resilience and self-love. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and hit subscribe to stay connected. Remember, forgiving yourself isn't just a gift to you. It's a gift to everyone who gets to see you shine without the weight of the past holding you back. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it.